What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Shelby Lifestyle. Now in this video, it's all about the 2020 GT500 and the GT350. I have uncovered a new perspective on this entire ongoing issue with the manual and automatic debate, as well as what is the true purpose of the all-new 2020 GT500. So let's get straight to it. With that being said, guys, will the GT350 go on into the 2020 model year? Stay tuned. It finally stopped raining down here in SoCal, and we are right now in the beautiful wine country. You've got these amazing vineyards everywhere you look out here, and it's just stunning. In this video, guys, I'm going to provide a better perspective on why Ford decided to put a DCT in the new Shelby, and as to what the new GT500 really is, what it's aimed to be when you put it next to the GT350 in the Ford Performance lineup.
The cool thing is, okay, so one of the things that they're going to say is, okay, every Shelby GT500 and GT350 previous had a third pedal and a clutch, right? You know, had the gear shifter. The Tremec and Ford Performance Engineering powertrain team developed this specifically for this GT500, and the shift speeds are so much faster than what you can do with a pedal and a gear shift that it improves the performance of the vehicle. It also improves the ability for the horsepower and the torque of that engine to translate all the way to the rear tires, which is what you really need. So once again, men and women of Ford Performance are doing these things to deliver that performance to the vehicle, and that's why we selected the 7-speed dual clutch. And the engineers worked specifically with Tremec to develop it.
As you guys can see after watching that clip, Jim Owens basically said in order to maximize the performance out of the new GT500, they had to put the DCT in. It took the car to the next level. And honestly, I do think a DCT automatic transmission in the GT500 is a pretty good idea, because at that price point, you really can't have a performance car with a dual clutch at that caliber, because if you look at 700 plus horsepower cars that have a DCT, it's going to cost you well into the six-figure categories. But with that being said, though, there is still a huge demand for manual Mustangs, and especially a manual Shelby. And as you guys can tell, Ford Performance has a very clear mindset regarding this. They want the most performance out of the new GT500 as possible. That is why you see a DCT, that is why you see Cup 2 tires, carbon wheels, and also a huge GT4 style rear wing. Essentially, the new GT500 is built to tackle all three avenues of performance, that being street performance, drag performance, and on-track performance. Okay, guys, I know what you're thinking. So if the new GT500 can go to the track and go to the drag strip and be driven on the street with ease, what's the purpose of buying a GT350? Now, guys, I'm going to play this clip of what Bill Ford has to say about the all-new GT500.
Well, I have too many Mustangs, and I think I just added another one. It's a blast. It's very different than the 350. The 350 was really a very balanced, built for racing kind of thing. This is going to be a great street car.
After watching that clip, guys, the way I understand it is that the GT350 is still the race car, and the new GT500 is essentially the ultimate performance street Mustang. Now, there are a multitude of different ways you can view that. In my opinion, it seems like the GT350 is a much more focused vehicle. The GT350 has a single mindset to it. It is made to be a corner carver. It is made to go to the road course. If you look at the new Ford GT, it's got the same sort of mindset, that being it is a Le Mans winning race car. You know what, guys? Let's see what Jim Owens has to say about this.
So what that carbon fiber in the handling pack, which is the car for the left and right, we'll get there kind of from a marketing standpoint.
Okay, so that makes a bit more sense. The GT500 has a package designed to make it a left-right car, that being the carbon fiber track package, giving you the GT350R style, but bigger carbon fiber exposed wheels, that GT4 style rear wing and a rear seat delete, and much more. GT500, it is designed to tackle everything. If you think about that closely, what is the best transmission you could possibly put in a car to to make it the king of the road in all three aspects. A DCT automatic transmission. But with a DCT, you don't get that involvement with the feel of the vehicle. When I need to downshift, I need to heel toe downshift to match the revs so that I get a smooth transition between each gear. Here's what Jim Owens has to say regarding the automatic versus manual transmission debate with the new Shelby GT500.
Oh, but it should have a clutch, Jim. Well, if you wanted a clutch with a manual transmission box, we still have the Shelby GT350 that is still out there in the showrooms. For the first time in 50 years, we'll have GT350 and GT500s in the showrooms at the same time.
There you have it, guys. If you want the manual Mustang, you have to buy the GT350. If you want the Mustang that is just quick in all measures, you need to deal with the DCT transmission because, like it's advertised, that is the quickest transmission put into the quickest Mustang you can buy. So the GT500 is all about speed. This car is about focus and feel. As of now, the GT350 is the last manual Shelby that you can buy. It is a car that is only as good as its driver. There's really no way of telling what the future of Ford Performance holds. The new GT500 is unlike any other GT500 we've had before. It's great at all disciplines but not focused on a specific one. As you can tell, change is bound to happen. I look forward to picking up this new GT500 and truly experiencing what it is all about. If you're interested in the last true and traditional Shelby, the GT350 is that car. The 2020 GT500 is for a new era, a new segment of buyers, a new audience. The new GT500 is all about speed and technology. With all that being said, will they continue the GT350? Here's what we know. One thing that I found was very interesting was that I read a quote online that Ford will be putting the all-new 2020 GT500 block into the GT350. That's very interesting because the GT500 does have the same block that is in the GT350, but the new block in the GT500 has been revised. So with that being said, do you think there'll be a 2020 GT350 with a revised 5.2 liter straight out of the GT500, that being non-supercharged as well? And if that is the case, we could be seeing either a cross-plane crank or a flat-plane crank GT350 with more than 526 horsepower. It's actually very similar to what Ford did with the S197 GT500. Originally, you had a 500 horsepower 2007 GT500. Towards the end of the lifespan of the GT500, we ended up having a 662 horsepower variant, so they certainly do add horsepower to their cars. Hopefully we'll hear from Ford very soon, but my question to you guys is, do you think the new GT500 has a focus to it? Do you think the car is essentially a track car, or is it more of an all-around high-performance vehicle? And do you think they're going to continue the GT350 alongside the GT500? Because if we recall back to what Jim Owens said, they're going to be selling the GT350 alongside the GT500.
For the first time in 50 years, we'll have GT350 and GT500s in the showrooms at the same time.
So guys, what do you think he means by that? Guys, go ahead and comment your opinion down below. To be completely honest, I'm actually very excited about this new GT500, and since it's not focused on one particular task, it's not going to be a one-trick pony. This is going to be a car that's good at everything. You really can't say the same about any other car in the competition. The marketing for the original GT500, that being the S197 one, the last one before this new one, was that it was a 200 mile per hour Mustang and that it was the most powerful Mustang ever built. And also the marketing for the GT350 was that it was the ultimate track Mustang you could buy, and it was the most powerful naturally aspirated Mustang you can buy as well. The most powerful naturally aspirated Mustang ever built. If you look at the new GT500, they're using that same headline, that being it's the most powerful production Ford engine ever made. You know what, guys? Thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, make sure to comment down below what you think. Also, subscribe for much more Shelby content. We do everything Shelby Mustang related on this channel. And also, smash that like button. It really does help me out. And I'll see all of you guys in the next video.